Hi, this is the third installment of our discussion about special journals. So this part will be about cash disbursement journal, which you see on your screen. So yung cash disbursement journal is used to record all transactions involving cash disbursement, obviously. No? So all entries na mayroong credit cash. So let's start with an assumed transaction. Let us say the first transaction involving cash disbursement on June is a payment of accrued salaries. So let's say it was dated June 2. So of course, you uh, write the date here. Ayan, June 2. And then, dun sa reference, no, actually nasa book check number so let's imitate the book. Okay, check number. Yan. Ayusin ko lang konti yan. Okay, so dito susulat mo kung ano yung number ng cheque na gagamitin mo para sa disbursement na to. And in practice, yung pagre-release ng cheque is numerical, no? In accordance with the numerical sequence. So let us say the first will be check number 101. Then description, you can describe it as paid employees. And then the entry is debit salaries payable. So if you notice, wala kang special column for salaries payable, Meron lang tayo debit accounts payable and debit purchases. So that means ang gagamitin natin itong sundry accounts, no? So account name, you write it there. Salaries payable, debit, let us say 280,000. And then credit cash, meron kang special column dyan. So you write there 280,000. Okay? So wala po tayo yung i-update na subsidiary ledger for the simple reason na yung accounts payable is not in any way involved dun sa M3. Okay. Next transaction, June 3, let us say payment of rent expense. So, as usual, you complete the details sa journal. Ayan. So, binigla ko na kasi halos pareho lang siya nung procedure nung naunang transaction which is payment ng salaries. Let's proceed dun sa sunod, yung June 12. Let us say, nung June 12, nagbayad tayo ng utang kay Gingoog Distributors. So, we paid within the discount period. So, 70,000 less 2% discount. So, of course, the date, June 12. Again, the check number, as usual. And then, the name nung supplier na binabayaran natin. So, yun yung lalagay natin sa description. Then, the M3. Debit accounts payable. Meron kang special column dyan for debit accounts payable. 70,000. And then, credit cash for 68,400. 68,600. And then, credit purchase discount for 1,400. So, yan. So, in this entry, na-involve si accounts payable. So, that means we have to update the subsidiary ledger of Gingoog Distributors. So, let us update. Ayan, ito siya. Okay, si Gingoog Distributors. So, I think meron pang isang entry dito na yung sa purchases journal, lagay ko lang. Ayan, oo. So, eto ngayon yung M3 ng cash disbursement journal. So, you write the date, June 12, check 103 under the description. JR or journal reference is CDJ1, stands for cash disbursement journal page 1. Debit 70,000. Bakit siya debit? Kasi kung babalikan mo yung cash disbursement journal here, ayan, naka-debit po yung accounts payable. Ayan o, under siya ng debit here. Ayan o. Ito yung debit, ito yung accounts payable. Kitang-kita mo naman na sakop siya ng debit. Ano? So, that's a debit. So, balik tayo sa subsidiary. Then, up to the balance. Ito siya. Highlight. Ayan. So, after computing the balance, you will put a check dun sa cash disbursement journal dito sa PR column. Yan. So, put a check there. To signify na na-update mo na si subsidiary ledger. So, essentially, yung procedure niya is halos kapareho na rin nung ibang special journal. So, I think it will be safe kung i-highlight ko na siya lahat, no? Reveal ko na lahat yung transactions niya. Yan. Tsaka, YouTube ako na din lahat ng laman ng subsidiary ledgers. Yan. So, updated na siya. Okay. So, of course, at the end of the month, ang sunod mong gagawin is get the total of the columns. So, ayan, biglain na natin. Ayan. Yung totals nila. And, as usual, you will post them to their individual general ledger accounts. So, pag na-update mo na itong general ledger, sige, biglain na natin kasi halos pareho din siya ng procedure ng mga naunang journal. So, pag na-update mo na to, ayan, saka mo lang pwedeng lagyan ng number dito. Ayan. And, syempre, itong mga laman ng sundry accounts, you cannot post them in total. Hindi mo pwedeng i-post yung 402 ng biglaan. Kasi as you can see here, yung 402,000, iba't ibang account yung laman niyan. May salaries payable, may rent expense, etc. So, you have to post this individually. Ito. Pag na-post mo na siya individually, saka mo lang pwedeng lagyan ng number dito. As usual. And then, after posting them all, saka mo lalagyan ng check mark here. Kagaya rin lang ng ginawa natin. Nawawala yung check mark. Sige, kopyahin na lang natin dito. Check mark. Yan. Okay? So, that ends my discussion about cash disbursement journal.